Hello, peaceful leader. Throughout the times, ancient yogis, ancestors, and many cultures have been researched one main subject that used to help them to control the lives of themselves and the lives of others. That very concept used to be called something that we all want, and this is mastery over our mind. The mind is capable of many things and functions, and if we do not research that, we cannot really have any control over that. And therefore, I wanted to expand our understanding today about the mind. I've been researching that for around 8 years, and throughout this journey that I research my mind, I found that there are a lot of commonalities. Delving into the secrets of the universe usually bring us the answer for our very own existence. When we understand our life, we can understand other life forms and have connection between ourselves and other human beings, and therefore control our lives. We are going to discuss today about what is awareness, what is the power of controlling our mind, how we can create real change from the inside out, about the principles that explain in it, and of course one simple tool with a nice bonus that will help you gain and harness the power of awareness. Let's begin. Stoicism, Buddhism, modern science, all of them came into the same conclusion over and over again. Even the modern scientists and psychotherapists such as Sigmund Freud, Carl Jung, and Abraham Maslow have came into the same specific conclusion that made them to be people that are actually known in the psychology area. Modern research have made CBT, modern science, neuroplasticity, and other methods to understand the mind and discover the power and harness the ability to control and live life in our own terms. All of them actually bring us to one simple principle that coming back again and again, and this principle called the power of awareness. Paying attention to the present moment, moment to moment, is our ability to find out that the real essence in life is living here and now. The very definition of awareness is being aware of the present moment to moment without judgment and in a deliberate manner. Means we need to pay attention for few keywords. One of them is in a deliberate manner. We need to be attentive on being here and now. This is not something you can do in autopilot. In addition, it should be in non-judgmental way. If you create distinctions and you say this good and this is bad, this is not what the author really meant. For example, if you find out that specific situation made you to feel bad, it doesn't mean that the very situation is bad. If you even broke your leg, it doesn't mean that you broke it and this is bad, even though your mind perceives it as bad. But the very thing that you put as being aware of is what you are going to be judging it for. Awareness says, ignore that. Let things be as they are. And this is something that we have a lot of difficulties to do. And the reason is because we just learned that when we do something good, we get rewarded. If we do something bad, we get punished. That is something we have been habituated from childhood. The other part of awareness, which is what we started with, is being mindful or paying attention to the present moment to moment. Means you need to not just not judging it or doing it in a deliberate manner, but be here and now. Every time your mind dwells or drift into the future or towards the past could be what happened to me. If he did to me something, that means that this and that. And we are like taking the past toward our present moment instead of actually living the very present moment. Or if we are attending our attention toward the future, we are, how can I do my dreams? I don't really see that as something I am capable of doing. And this is even combining the past with the future that usually create a lot of misery and suffering. So after we understand what awareness is, why it's so important to really do that, why we cannot just live our lives and attend our attention to our goals and just achieve them one by one. Well, this is very important question for those of you that really asking it. The very simple answer is we need to be aware of what is going on right now. Means accepting with the past experiences we have been through, and only by that we can move toward the future. Think about that as you want to go to certain destination. You need to put the GPS, if you have never been there, into the current place that you are at right now, right? Without knowing what is going on right now, where are you right now, and who you are being right now, there is no real high of a chance that you would get there. It is also important to understand that awareness can allow us to dismantle unhealthy habits, habits that we found as part of our life, such as smoking or just having fun with the wrong friends. All of them seem to be adequate for most of us, or some of us just play video games in the night, and I used to do them all, so I know they are all just not benefiting me to be more aware, and by that, creating better life and be the best version of myself. Remember, any change starts from being aware. If you are not aware, change is almost impossible. Also, awareness fosters the ability to create new relationships, creating confidence and self-esteem, as well as putting clear boundaries. Because think about it this way, how can you really put boundaries between something you want and you don't want with you or someone else without you knowing who you really are and being here and now? When you just bring the past or the fears of the future, which are anxieties, toward the present moment and then even communicate them, no one can really understand that. You are not even understanding yourself, and that's why you need to cultivate awareness. One of the biggest advantages of being a peaceful leader of your life is cultivating those 4 pillars of awareness. Peacefully lead your life means that you can take the advantages of the past, means the pitfalls, and you learn from them, and you are also aimed into a better future. And those 4 pillars are: 1. Connection, 2. Influence, 3. Leading, and 4. Growth. Each one of them, and this is very important, should be addressed from the inside out. When I say connection, I do not mean that how do I connect and relate to others. I mainly mean how do I do that first off toward myself. If I can cultivate that ability that I can connect and create the ability to create connection, real deep connection with my inner self, only then I would be able to also do that with others and for others. One great sentence that I love talk about is, love your neighbor as you love yourself. Rabbi Akiva said it in the Torah, which is the Jewish culture, and that mainly say, do not really just love others, but love them as you love yourself. And this commandment do not really want us to do something good for others, because first off, we need to do that good for ourselves. If we do not really love ourselves and connect to ourselves, there is no way we can understand real connection to someone else. And also about influence, growth, and leadership, but all of them I actually go into our paid program. So for now, this is enough, because the very thing we have to understand to create that awareness is understand the sentence of the Egyptians' wisdom. They said, as above, so below, as below, so above. So that is actually a sentence of Hermes Trismegistus. He actually controlled and had full mastery over the 3 planes: the physical, the mental, and the spiritual ones. We can even argue that there is the emotional one, but this is kind of a medium between the physical and the mental, and maybe the mental throughout the spiritual. We would do maybe some visualization process in other video to expand on the emotional aspect. For now, we want to understand that everything starts from the inside out. If we take the right and we have no left, let's see what happens if I have no left, I have no opposite. I go right, 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 right. Means without the left, I cannot really perceive the right in its fullest. Same with the left. Same with above. I can go above, but if I have no relation of what is below, I cannot really perceive the whole reality. This is very spiritual belief of understanding that there are poles, but this is also very simple to understand. So before we learn about the very one key that can help you gain and earn the power of awareness, let's talk about the 3 places that we can make it applicable in our own lives. So the 3 places that we can make our everyday life better are those. The first one is understanding ourselves. Each time that I'm going to implement this sentence of as below, so above, it means that every progress that I do toward myself, I affect something else. And in regarding understanding myself, it means that when I understand myself, it is actually a calling to understand the world, life, God, universe. A lot of times when I work with people and they say, I would love to understand myself, to understand my emotions, they are actually requesting and they have inner calling to discover the world, what things really means. That is real self-development, when you start digging inside, and by that you understand more things about life. So when you understand yourself, you are able to understand things around you, the world, for example. The second thing that it would be applicable in our day-to-day life is personal development. It means that when I put a seed inside of the earth and this seed grow into a tree, a flower, or any plant, it usually come up from the very reason that what you sow is what you reap. This is a Bible-istic sentence that you can see in a lot of places, and it means that everything also starting from the inside out. And if I plant negative thoughts, negative attentions, I would get just in the outer world negativity. If I used to make progress in my inner self, discover these little weeds that are not serving me, such as old habits, old environment, old beliefs and behaviors, and I dig into them and get them out one by one by some NLP technique or any technique that you use, then you are also influencing the outer world. I know it's pretty much hard to understand, but each one of us, when we create development, we are influencing the world around us. And the last implication of this sentence is the interconnectedness. When we want to understand what it means, we need to understand that we are all one tissue. In the spiritual realm, we all came from one simple source, and that one is what we are all connected to in a spiritual way, which means we are all one tissue. And the very first that connect us all, some would say, is love. I pretty much agree. This is the most basic source that connect us all together. In our very basic, when we remove every other layer of our personality, there is always only love. Only love remains. And from this principle, what you can understand is we are all one. We are all connected. So when I'm doing something good, I influence the world in various ways. When someone else in the end of the world doing something good, when you are hearing this very word and it impacting full for you, and you are affected from that, and you are even doing the same good deeds for others around you, you are influencing other people in the world that you have never even met. This is how we are all one and interconnected. So how we really do it? How we are getting really aware of ourselves and use the power of awareness. And this is by very simply being here and now. Being here in the present, moment to moment. Let's find out how we really do it. So there are many ways, to be honest. Like, I would not tell you this is the only way. I know at least 5 to 10 methods which we can do it. But one of my favorite ones, which you can also see on my video on confidence, this is connecting to our own reality, our own self. This is the method. 1, you can put your arms on your laps or just put them in front of you like I'm doing right now. And what I want you to do is pay attention to them. Pay attention to your palms. I want you to feel them. Feel them from the inside. When you pay attention to them, you can feel certain sensations. You can feel warmth, tinglings, or even just flow of blood within. Whatever you feel is valid, and if you don't feel that yet, just stay there. stay inside of your palms. Now what I want you to do is bring that awareness, that attention from your palms to your arms and toward your shoulders. Feel that sensation and follow it. Now when you are aware of that sensation, let it be in your hands. Literally feel it inside, from the palms to your shoulders. And now let it be only in your shoulders. Now let it flow towards your belly, from the chest all the way down to your belly, all the way down from your hips, legs and feet, all the way to your toes. Now, when the sensation is mainly in your toes right now, I want you to allow it to flow upward towards your chest, toward your neck, all the way to your head. Play with that sensation right now. Allow yourself to feel that awareness within you. Now, when it is in your whole body, I want you to practice as more advanced technique to allow yourself to scan your body. This is a little bonus. Find this sensation in your whole body simultaneously, but scan it from your head all the way to your toes. And when you scan it, pay attention. Pay attention that there is something that controlling it, right? Now, when you are here right now and hearing my voice again, you also heard that before, but you could also follow my instructions, correct? And that is the part of you that is aware. The same being that when you were 3 years old, you was aware of that same being. Maybe your traits, habits, characteristics have changed, but there is something, the observer, that was always there from 3, 5, 10, 15, 20 years old, and until today, there was some presence in there. That very presence is much closer to who you really are. This is taking the power of awareness and playing it. Now, what do I gonna do with that, you ask yourself? Well, the first principle for any change is harness the power of awareness. If you cannot really take the awareness of you and play with that, and being just immersed in the outer screen means what's going on around me, what do I hear, what do I feel, what's going on, what do I think, and you are immersed with outer circumstances happening around you, and you are not really in the middle screen, you are not really aware of the here and now, you cannot make any change, not to say transformative change, because when we are just immersed with the outer screen, which means the outer world, we are just controlled by other people, by other forces, by people's opinions and thoughts. Because if someone told me something and that coming into my mind, I hear him in my head, this is not my own voice, and by harnessing the power of awareness, you are able to listen to your true self, to your most authentic, real self voice. When you hear that voice, that inner voice, which usually talk quietly, it almost whispers. It will say to you, right, wrong, yes, no, and it will be pretty hard to listen to it without a practice. And this is my recommendation for you. I want you to practice in the next week, every day. Put a clock into 1 hour. Every 1 hour, put an alarm and use that as a reminder to be here and now, to harness the power of awareness, to pay attention to what you're doing. Like literally do the same exercise that I instructed you to. First, focus on your palms. Step 2, allow the sensation to grow. Feel the warmth, the tinglings inside of you. Step number 3, bring this focus toward your shoulders and play with it in your whole body. Step number 4, eventually allow yourself to scan your whole body all the way from your toes all the way up to your head. and play with that as some scan. And when you do that, pay attention that you are not in your thoughts, you are not listening to anyone's opinions. And as long as you pay attention to that more and more, you would earn the power of transforming your life. Now, to take it one step forward, I promised you a little bonus, and this is approaching a mastery course on your emotions. So I said to you a little bonus, and that is already scanning your whole body. But then I decided that there will be one more thing that would benefit you a lot. And this is one principle that connects us from the physical realm to the mental realm into the spiritual realm in order to have inner peace, happiness, and live life on our own terms when we are fulfilled. Now, how we do it? It's usually when we connect the one very medium between all of them, and this is our emotions. When we have control over our emotions and have mastery over them, we are able to elevate ourselves beyond the thoughts, beyond the overthinking mind. How we do it is usually when we have mastery over emotions, and I have made a great video about it, which in the end of that there is beautiful present from me to you, which you can also see in the description. So if you like this video, like it, pay attention for new videos while you subscribe to this channel, because every time we upload new videos, eventually I would love to help you as much as I can to stop suffering, start smiling independently of any external source, because if I can, you can as well. Peace.